Well, hello. Welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I see the usual suspects uh, filling up the chat room. Oh my goodness. I will do the roll call momentarily. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join, and then we will get started. Hit that little thumb, if you will. That is the like button. That tells YouTube that you are enjoying this content. And so you are continuing to help the channel grow. And I love it. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday morning. Jeremiah said he just woke up. Okay. So also, I always want to know, tell me if you have heard of this incident. It's all over the internet. I told you, if it's something viral that is everywhere, I will cover it when time allows, of course. For this story, again, there's so many factors in play. And I'll give you my review and I'll be asking you what your thoughts are in reference to this particular case. Lisa said, hey, y'all. Okay, Lisa. All right. So I'll go ahead and start with the roll call. I know there's some people here. If you want me to call your name during the roll call, just say hello or send an emoji. If not, I can't tell who's actually here. All right. Vicky, how are you doing? Maga, Stacy, how you doing? Dorian is here. True Texan, good morning, love. Baldwin Birds, of course, is here. Jeremiah, Lisa, Tina, hello. All right. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. And I'm trying some different things. I'm trying to do some different times, looking at metrics and analytics, trying to figure out the best times to go live. And so I'm just trying some different things here. So I know I'm on a little earlier than usual, but I'm just trying something new. Chicago flips red is what I have recently heard about and tried to share. Okay. Yeah, Jeremiah. I'm keeping up with that as well. Prosperity is sending me information on everything going on in Chicago. Thank you. If you are familiar with this subject matter, please type a 1 in the comment section and I'll read the title. Cheerleader arrested, Laken Snelling. Baby was found dead in her closet, along with some cleaning chemicals and things of that nature. They still do not know how the baby died. Okay, Dorian. Unfortunately, I've heard about similar cases. Yes, Baldwin, Birds, I'm older than you. I've heard about several similar cases. Right, Baldwin. Tijuana border jumpers. So Tijuana border jumpers just joining us. And I was just saying, I'm trying some different things, looking at metrics and analytics. I'm trying some different times to see what works best and when most of my subscribers are on YouTube and when most will be able to join the live stream, because a lot of people, they will watch the replays, but we have more engagement when I am live and more people are here. Good morning. Tijuana border jumper. Let me know what you know. Only one person has heard about this case. Tijuana, are you familiar with this case? Lisa. Okay, Lisa, you've never heard. Okay. And yeah, Jeremiah, and I know them. Timothy, good morning. Yes, this case has been all over the news, and I told you since I've been accused from some uh, Black Americans that I only share bad things about Black Americans. No, I told you if it's something all over the news, it doesn't matter what the race of someone is or nationality, I will share it when time allows. And so this is a case that's all over the internet. Cheerleader arrested in Lake. She's out of jail now, just so you know. And so I wanted to share this because there's so many factors that are involved in this case. And you hear people, non-white Americans are saying, well, look at how she's being treated. And so I want to know what your thoughts are. And, you know, I'll tell you my thoughts as well. All right. And I'll give you the, oh my God, Tijuana border jumper's here. He won't give anyone else a shot. Tijuana border jumper. Tell me the song, the year, and the artist. Skeletons in your closet, itching to come outside. And this, of course, song is dedicated to this live stream. Messing with your conscience in a way your face can't hide. Oh, things are getting real funky. Down at the old corral. And now, you know, I don't sound exactly like the artist, but I am trying. Okay. And it's not the skunks that's stinking. It's the stinking lies you tell. What did your mama tell you about lies? She said it wasn't polite to tell a white one. What did your daddy tell you about lies? He said a white one turns into a black one. So, it's getting ready to blow. It's getting ready to show. Somebody shot off at the mouth and we're getting ready to know. And this happened because her roommate smelled the foul odor and reported it to the police. We're getting ready to know. It's getting ready to drop. It's getting ready to shock. Yes. Somebody done turned up the heater and it's getting ready to pop. Yes, skeletons, Stevie Wonder. Those skeletons will come out of the closet. It may take time, but they still eventually come out. Yes. So let's go ahead and get started with this. And if you would like for me to start doing music reactions, again, type a 1 in the comment section. I may start doing short videos. I was looking into it last night because I'm always attempting to sing the classics. Of course, I really murder the hits because I haven't had singing lessons yet. All right. Okay. So type a 1 because I know a lot of you like a lot of the classics that I attempt to sing, and I may start doing that again. So type a 1 in the comment section if you want me, because initially when the channel started, I was doing music reactions, and then some of the larger music reactions channels, YouTube was copywriting and striking them, and so my channel was just getting started, so I was like, no, I don't need to be shut down. I'm just getting started. 2010, Jeremiah, there have been several similar cases of young ladies in college doing this, some high school ladies as well. Okay, Jeremiah says yes. Tijuana says yes. Okay. All right. So, University of Kentucky student and cheerleader Laken Snelling was arrested on August 31st. Okay, perfect. I will start again. 2025, after her newborn baby was found dead inside a trash bag in her closet. That's why I started singing the song Skeletons in Your Closet. Just love spending time with you guys. It doesn't matter the topic. Maga, we love it when you are here as well because we love you. Thank you so much. You add so much to the chat. Those of you who have Facebook, those of you who have Truth Social, please share this stream out. Let's bring more people into the conversation and hit the like button, please, folks. Thank you so much. The key details of the case, and then I'll share this, and then I'll share some videos, and then I'll give you my insight. The discovery on August 27th, police responded to a report of an unresponsive infant at Snelling's off-campus residence. Now, this happened in Lexington, Kentucky, okay? They discovered the deceased baby boy wrapped in a towel inside a black trash bag in a closet. So there's that. So as I'm reading this, start thinking about what your thoughts are. Charges. Snelling was arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant. Alleged confession. An arrest citation states that Snelling admitted to giving birth and then concealing the newborn by cleaning up evidence and placing the baby in the trash bag. So this sounds a little suspicious to me. Autopsy findings. An initial autopsy by the Fayette County Coroner's Office was inconclusive regarding the cause and manner of the baby's death. Further microscopic analysis is pending, so they're still working on it. Snelling, now look at this. This is what is driving a lot of people crazy. Snelling pleaded not guilty to the charges during a court appearance on September 2nd. She was released on a $100,000 bond in order to house arrest at her parents' home in Tennessee. Her next court hearing is scheduled for September 26th. Now, there was a recent case. I don't know if the young lady was East Indian or Hispanic. And so a lot of people are comparing this case to, how you doing, traveling mom, to people who are not white and saying that she received privilege. Tell me what your thoughts are. So here we go. Where are we? Following the arrest, Snelling withdrew from the university and is no longer a member of the stunt team. Other past details. So, when something happens, people go out, they talk to family, friends, teammates, whoever was in, close contact with the person that's being accused. Their past bullying allegations. Reports from former classmates emerged after her arrest, alleging Snelling was a serial bully in high school. Now, if you look at her, she looks sweet and innocent. But again, when something happens, they go out and talk to family, friends, enemies, whoever, to try to paint a picture of the person who's accused. Social media posts just months before the discovery, Snelling had posted on TikTok, becoming a mom was one of her life goals. And I looked at some of her pictures on her social media, and she's doing what basically a lot of the young ladies in her age group are doing. And it's all about clicks, likes, follows, whatever. Let me keep up with the comments. This is so heartbreaking with these babies. I take any baby if they don't want them. And Tina, let me tell you what some of the other cases were. And the other cases with high school students, as with other college students. These young ladies did not want their life interrupted. And this young lady was dating a star athlete on campus. What I've seen from prior, how you doing, Tammy? What I've seen from prior cases. Yes, Dorian. The young ladies didn't want their life stopped. And they were like, I don't have time for this. And in other cases, the young men, and now we're talking, she was dating a star athlete. And I've seen cases, and even if you watch Dateline like I do and some of these other crime investigation shows, the young man who's the father in some of the other cases I viewed wanted the girl to have the baby unalived. You know what I mean? The A word. Did not want her to have the baby because, well, they don't want to be tied to that child for 18 years. That's happened in some cases. Now, I'm not saying that is the situation in this case. I'm just telling you what I've seen in prior cases. Tina, there's something mentally wrong with this young lady. And what I've seen in other cases, high school and college young ladies, they have the baby and they just discard it. The baby, whether it's alive or whatever, they put it in a bag and put it out of their mind. In prior cases, look it up. 2020. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, several cases like this. You can Google it. Have happened in the past. There was one recently. There was one last year. A young lady was at her prom, went to the bathroom, gave birth, and went back out and continued dancing. So all kinds of crazy situations like this. These girls don't realize that adoption is an option. Baldwin birds, they just don't want to be bothered. And in this, particularly this generation, where they're all over social media, it's all about their image. YouTube does not want me to say this young lady should be deleted by using the proper terminology. MAGA, I understand. Hit that like button, folks. They're trying. They don't want you to say it. And it's them, not me. Lisa, we have a real cluster B personality problem in this country. We do. And so a lot of people who are not white are saying, because she's pretty, she's a cheerleader, she's receiving privilege because she's out at her parents' home. Yeah, Jeremiah knows what I'm talking about. Tina, they do. But with the unaliving of children, we know, you can't just go and do that, like they used to be able to. How you doing, Retro? I'm trying, keeping up the good work. I'm trying. It's a mindset model, and it's worse with this age group. It's all about their looks. Everyone's so vain. The song, one of my favorite songs by Carly Simon. You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. And so it's all about their looks, right? And anything that gets in the way has to go. Dorian, they need to, but lots of times they don't. As a person who's never been married and had any kid, Jeremiah, I understand. So we're still waiting for additional findings. So again, those of you just joining, hit the like button. She was released on a $100,000 bond order to house arrest. University status. She withdrew from the university, is no longer a member of the stunt team. And so there's that. All right, let me share with you something else. So, and I'll show you a picture of her boyfriend. And again, I've seen in prior cases, the gentleman involved, they want the young ladies to have the child unalived. I'm just saying what I've seen in several prior cases. Aside from flies, I can barely kill things. How can someone kill a live baby? Tijuana, they do it all the time. High school and college young ladies. Barnes says there's no respect for life taught anymore. Boom. So let me share with you. Hold on. Another article, because I want you to, let me show you. It's like some of them prior cases, they stuff the child in a bag and leave it in a closet, and it's like it's going to go away. So here she is. Show you a good picture of her. This is Laken Snelling, University of Kentucky cheerleader. That's her. And again, if you're on the cheerleading team, it's all about your looks. It's all about you. You're special because you're on the cheerleading team. MAGA, different generation. These young ladies in this generation, they care about them, and that's about it. All right. So I wanted to show you how she looked. And then I wanted to show you a picture. This is the guy she was dating a few months ago. So they don't know. And he's a star athlete on campus. Hit the like button, folks. Share this stream out, please. Connor Jordan was his name. Let me show you. This is a picture of the two. True Texan, how you doing? Kids these days, and I call them kids. I'm in my 50s and need to be introduced to the Bible, in my opinion, at a young age, like Vacation Bible School, and it might help this sad situation. True text, and thank you for making that that comment and that statement, because that's the issue. Life is no longer regarded as being precious. Now, again, how many of you are old enough to remember there are several cases? Maga, that's a good question. And among many that are being asked, how did people not notice she was pregnant? Now, there's some pictures I will share with you where she's with this guy and he's holding her stomach, and you can tell she was pregnant. So how do you take the baby after you've had it, didn't go to a hospital, have a baby in your room, and then put it in a trash bag? Yes. And so true Texan, we need to, so this is again, this is her boyfriend in the months leading up to her arrest. And what I've seen in prior cases, the young men involved, and you can go back, I've seen it on Dateline and other crime shows, other true crime shows. The young men wanted the young ladies to unalive the child. You know what I mean? The young men wanted no part of it. I mean, they're young. They don't want to be, they feel like it's a burden. So that's him. And this was posted to her TikTok in June. Okay. All right. So you see, and he hasn't made a statement yet. So we don't know if he was the father of the child, but that's who she was with. Let me share a video. Now, I love all true crime cases and shows. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I've got to share this. And this JLR, he's always investigating cases, and I always love his take, his commentary on it. Life is just as important, if not more important, than anything personal. Jeremiah, that's your generation and my generation. This young lady's generation, they have a total different mindset, as I think True Texan and some other people are referencing. They don't look at it like that. MAGA, yes, MAGA. He's always investigating these cases. And yeah, he's pretty good. If I had time, when I retire from teaching, I may just go around and just do investigative cases as well, and add that to the channel, because I love crime scene investigation cases, true crime. Oh my God. If you love it as well, type a 1 in the comment section. So we know what's going on here. It's happened so many times before. Like I said, look at her. Now, the picture on the left is her mugshot. Okay. The picture on the left. Yeah. MAGA, you love it too. Retro. Yeah. And again, this is all over the internet. So I wanted to cover it. Dorian. Okay. I'm not the only one that loves true crime. So that's why I wanted to share it with Jeremiah. Loves it too. Good. And again, she's what, 21 years old. She doesn't want to put her life on hold for a baby. You know, the gentleman, he really doesn't want to put his, to be saddled for 18 years. I've seen it 1,000 times. My mom shared with me that when my dad learned she was pregnant with me, he said to her, "You're a nurse, you know what to do." Barnes Homestead. That's the mentality of a lot of gentlemen. Now, I don't think I have anyone here in their 70s and 80s, but I used to have older people. I've had a lot of conversations with older people, and they told me they called it a shotgun wedding. If a young lady wound up pregnant, her father and mother, they were going to be talking to the father and mother of that gentleman, and they didn't have a choice. They had, how many of you are old enough to know what a shotgun wedding is? Barnes Homestead, yes. How many of you know what a shotgun wedding is? Okay, okay. Yeah. So if a young lady became pregnant, they didn't have a choice whether you liked the young lady or not. You were forced to marry her. because she was pregnant. And remember, during those times, it was shameful for women to be unwed. And I've talked to older people, and Tammy, okay, Tina. So I have some older people in here like me that have heard about this. And you were stuck like glue. Barnes knows, all of you know what I'm talking about, because I'm mostly an older demographic. If you did not marry the girl or woman, you were shunned. True Texan, thank you. And how many of you are old enough to know, before I play this video, that's why I want to know what your knowledge is. And you know, just like I know, a woman was shamed. That the family would move away because it was so shameful to be an unwed mother. And you wouldn't see her. The family would, if the family could, the whole family would move, or they would send her away to a family member in another state. How many people are old enough to know what I'm talking about? Lisa said, I'm 60 and I had 2 cousins that had shotgun weddings. That's why I love this chat. Oh my God. The demographic that's in this chat knows what I'm preaching and what I'm talking about. My friend Tammy got pregnant in high school, and they put a trailer out in the back of the school for her to take classes. MAGA. It was shameful at that time. Yes. What's that? I saw on a recent video I was watching. Bring shame back again. We need to. Lisa Eder, my family was created to save spent shotgun shells. The older generation lived by codes of morality, Bible teaching as well. Better world then, when people gave a darn. Whoa. Retro. Truth bomb. Now it's normalized to have single mom. Yeah, it is. And we need to go back to shame. I'm Gen Z, and luckily I'm not sexually active. You better not be, Dorian. It's too dangerous out here. Back then, we thought pregnancy was contagious. Now we think it's expendable. Boom. All of you are dropping truth bombs. I know exactly that era you're talking about. Tina, yes. Women were shamed. We need to bring shame back again. Now people do everything. You see the same clips I see on social media. All right, let's start with JLR. Like I said, I love his commentary. And people are saying now, I'm throwing this context out so you know what people are saying. How you doing, Beverly? Yes, Beverly. Derek, as MAGA just said, the babies are expendable, especially with this generation. They care about themselves. Social media has created all of these narcissistic people. And that's what we have now. Dorian, yeah, we had those dumb TV shows, Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant. Yeah, it's crazy. Here we go.
And we are live. Hello, everyone.
And this, like I said, I'll share the link in the description box. But he's always sharing these cases, and I love them.
In Kentucky. Word about Snelling. Wild, folks, because this individual here charged with numerous charges in reference to a newborn baby that was found.
Yes, True Texan. You know, he gets all of these cases. I love it. MAGA, that's what you should warn your sons to watch out. Yeah, just be careful. And so, like I said, if I had time, I'd be probably investigating these true crime stories all day. If I was retired, I'd be doing that all day. Yeah, True Texan, he is a hard worker. He is a hard worker. Again, True Texan, once I retire from teaching, this is what I may do all day long. Just, you know, and I watch Court TV. I've been with Court TV since the beginning. If you remember, how many of you are old enough to remember when Court TV started, which they blew up due to the O.J. Simpson trial? And I'm still watching Court TV. I don't have cable, but Court TV is live every day here on YouTube, and I still watch it. All right, here we go.
Found dead in her closet last Wednesday. This is, whoa, just going to share, whoa. And I wanted to get your thoughts. I wanted to talk to everyone and get everyone's opinion. Some of you might be aware about this case. It's been going on in the media a little bit for the last couple of days. Information has slowly started trickling out. She's a cheerleader. She's 21 years old. She's a cheerleader. She's part of the stunt team at the University of Kentucky Wildcats. And
let me get rid of the commercial, folks. Tell me what your thoughts are. And again, social media has created more narcissistic behavior. Oh my God. Excessive narcissistic behavior. And you see these, people in her age group, and I see it with my high school students. They're on there, they're posing and they're, perking their lips up. And, they put those filters, they add all those filters to make them look like a movie star. Yeah, you remember, the David Koresh, that was on Court TV too. Okay, here we go.
Roommate possibly, or someone in that house that she was living at last Wednesday called police, and police came to the home. And last Wednesday, early morning last Wednesday, and not yesterday Wednesday, but the last Wednesday before. So we're about 8 days. And, they came to the house, and apparently there was some sort of odor. And this is insane. This is just absolutely bonkers. They found a newborn baby, wrapped in a blanket or towel. And
hey, Lily, how you doing? Thank you for joining the chat. Hit the like button, please, love. Yes, Kay Lily, they have conducted an autopsy. However, it is inconclusive. They are doing additional testing because they still do not know if the baby, they're trying to determine. Now, let me say, in all the prior cases I've seen, the young ladies always tell a lie and say, "Oh, the baby was dead." Now, this is my thing. If the baby was born and it was dead, why would you not go through the proper channels? So it's always suspicious. And again, all the prior cases I've seen, they just, they're probably traumatized from having the baby. I'm not making excuses. I don't know what's going mentally. I don't know if they're having mental breakdown, but they take the baby, they, stuff it in a bag, put it in a closet, and they put it out of their minds. And again, the excessive narcissistic behavior that social media has produced. Kay Lily, no problem, love. If you're enjoying this content, Kay Lily, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this case. Here we go.
In a trash bag, in her closet. Whoa. Apparently, according to news reports, she confessed to police that she gave birth to this child. It's all we really know at this point, other than the autopsy came back, or the medical examiner came back and said inconclusive autopsy.
And that's everything. And TMZ gets the latest info on everything. Okay, Lily, thank you, love. And there's, if TMZ doesn't know, no one knows, because they know everything. So they are doing additional testing. But in all the prior cases I've seen, the young ladies always lie and say, "Oh, well, it was stillborn." And then the truth comes out. They just didn't want to be bothered. So they wrap it up, put it in a garbage bag. And the case from the girl at the prom last year, she just left the baby in the toilet. Crazy.
Which people are saying questions remain unanswered here. She ultimately got arrested and she's charged with a bunch of charges. She's not charged with murder, though. And it seems like a lot of people are outraged by this. And
this is what I was telling you about before. A lot of people were saying if she were Black or Hispanic, she'd still be in jail. And so they're saying, I'm just telling you what's being said because I've looked at several videos. I read a lot of comments. So people are saying because she's pretty, she's white, she's getting preferential treatment, she's at home on house arrest. They're saying if she were Black or Hispanic, she'd still be in jail. She would not have received house arrest. Tell me what your thoughts are. I want to know. Here we go.
Not charged with murder. She's charged with other charges, abuse of a corpse, and other charges, tampering with evidence and concealing the birth of an infant, but not charged with murder. Now, I don't know if she will.
Tell me if you feel that she should be charged with murder. Lily, share this stream out, love. Thank you.
Will be charged with murder. So she went in front of the judge a couple days ago, and the judge released her basically on her own recognizance, $100,000.
So this really angered a lot of people. When she went before the judge, he released her on her own recognizance. So she just signed a paper and left. So there's a lot of outrage. I've read a lot of comments, and people are like, "What would she? I never heard black getting arrested for baby on the line." Jeremiah, they're saying if, and there was a young lady a few months ago. I don't know if she was Hispanic or East Indian. She did something similar to this, and so yeah, they're saying this is. I'm telling you what I've seen, what I've read. Margaret, the only problem is our government for 4 years tried to get unaliving legal up to 8 months after birth. So we have these left judges that don't think babies have human rights. Good. Tina, they did an autopsy. It's still inconclusive. Okay, love. They need to keep her in jail and check her head. There's something mentally wrong with her. Yeah, Tina, it's called narcissistic. True text, and I'm white, but what you said, where is it? Is true. Not sure if color so much as money. True Texan. Hey, doesn't it always boil down to True Texan? Say it again for the people in it's class. As I said, True Texan, you haven't been on the channel long. A lot of things aren't race. A lot of things, it's class and socioeconomic. She's at her parents' home. You know they're going to support her. You know she's going to have excellent legal representation. Texan. That's what it's all about, love. I never got away with anything but lower middle class to poor. Yeah. And if you're looking at the socioeconomic aspect, if you have the money to get the best legal representation, and then you have someone over here that has a court-appointed lawyer, who's going to come out on the winning end? Boom. True Texan. Oh, True Texan. Who you know or who you blow? Boom. Hey, facts. Facts. Oh, my God. Here, Dorian says pretty privilege right there. And the people say that when suspects or the accused look appealing to the public, black or white, it's said that they receive pretty privilege. That now I've heard that a lot. This case and other cases as well. Toxic families with high expectations create narcissists. Lisa. Yeah, and social media adds to that toxic mix. Sorry, ladies, no filter this morning. True Texan, you're fine. True Texan, we're all adults in here, love. You are fine. You call it as it is because those are facts. You're fine, True Texan. We're not the this generation where you say something and oh, that hurts my feeling. We just sit here and agree with you and say, hey, you're right.
And she's ordered to remain on house arrest. She's ordered to be on house arrest at her parents' home in Tennessee without an ankle monitor. Whoa. This is pretty crazy, folks. Laken Snelling. She is still on the University of Kentucky's website, the athletic website. She's still there, listed as a junior from White Pine, Tennessee, part of the stunt team. Now, there's a lot of people on the internet that are outraged by this, outraged that she's not charged with murder, outraged just the fact that a baby was found.
All right, hit the like button for me. If you are not already subscribed, please do that as well. Let me get rid of this commercial. How you doing, Alan? All right, goodness. You watch a lot of court cases too? Oh, I love them. Yes, Alan. I wish I had the time that he has. I'm sure when I retire from teaching, I'll be court TV all day long and all of these true crime shows. I love it. I should have been a private. I will be a private investigator in my next life. Any woman that does this to her child should get charged and not be free. MAGA, I agree. But again, as True Texan said, again, we know her parents are going to get the best legal representation, and she probably won't do a day in jail. She'll probably get probation. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Socioeconomics matter. The best legal ask OJ how that worked out for him, because he had money. If he had been any other black man, he'd be in jail. We know that. He would have been incarcerated, but he had money. That's the only reason OJ was able to beat the rap. We know he had the dream team. You know, hey, that's why he got all. We know he was probably guilty of sin. I always thought he was, but he had money. True Texan, right? In this country, if you're black and you have money, if you're white and you have money, hey, socioeconomics. It's all about the Benjamins. Yes, True Texan. Dorian, I said Robert Blake got away with killing his wife. Dorian, facts. I always felt, I mean, all the facts were there. How he beat that rap, I still don't know. I think it was because they made her look like a money grubbing woman, which she was. They showed all the things she had done. I think she looked like such a horrible person. They let him off, and he was a famous actor at one time. So Jeremiah said OJ is why I prefer apple juice. That's a truth bomb. Yeah, we all know he was guilty, but he had money
in her closet. I don't know if she put the baby in the closet, in a towel, in a trash. But who in the heck does that to any child? And there's a lot of debate out there because people are saying, well, there is some defenders of her, some in a sense saying, well, that's blame Kentucky because they have strict abortion laws. And she wasn't allowed to get an abortion. Some are defending her. Others are saying she's a monster. Horrible. How could you do this? There's pictures of her clearly seeing of her pregnant, showing the.
All right. Can everyone see? There's a little baby bump in this picture. There's a baby bump in this picture. Can all of you see that? And remember, this is the star athlete, the guy she was dating prior to the baby, her stuffing the baby in the closet. Could you imagine finding a dead baby in the closet? Tina, I could not. They look happy there. Like I said, in many of these cases, the guy wants nothing to do with a pregnancy. And again, the guys are young. They don't want to be saddled for 18 years. And then let's keep it clear, in college, these guys are still sowing their wild oats. And when pregnancy happens, they're like, whoa, I did not sign up for this. So what are your thoughts? True Texan, I still like orange juice. Also, he was a great actor. Yeah, True Texan. Oh, the Naked Gun. Oh my God. With he and Leslie Nielsen. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, he was just a bad person. Because he had been told ever since he was 10 years old, he was so wonderful because he could run up and down that football field. So he turned into a major narcissist. Knowing most women are in prison for hurting children, she's just going to go in there and make friends. Margaret, I owe you a steak dinner if I'm wrong. She will not do one day in jail. If I'm wrong, I will send you a Texas Roadhouse, gift card. She won't do one day in jail. She will have the best legal representation. There's no excuse for not going to the hospital when her labor started. First child would not have been a quick. Lisa, exactly. Exactly. You're having a baby. Oh, I'll just stay here in the room. She called no one. She just had it in the room, put the baby in the closet. Okay, there, that's the end of it. If you're wrong or right, honey, I would meet you for dinner. Oh, MAGA, thank you. I'd meet you too. But if I'm wrong about this MAGA, you send me your Cash App or your Venmo info. I will buy you a steak if I'm wrong. She won't do 1 day in jail. Especially if they can't, if they can't determine, again, they're doing some more testing. If they can't determine if the baby was alive or dead, she's walking. She's walking. She may get probation. I don't have either one, but I do have friendship, and you're already good. Oh, thank you, MAGA. Well, MAGA, that's okay. You can send me your home address, and I can send you a money order. Western Union. Okay, here we go.
Well, she's with another relationship with this guy. She has a TikTok. I'm shocked she didn't remove it, because on her TikTok, she got some videos and things like that out there. But on her TikTok, people are ratioing her comments. Oh, my goodness. They're going.
And it doesn't matter if you take a video. Remember, folks, it doesn't matter if you take a video down or not. It once you release a video, it is forever. Someone has shared it. Someone has saved it and shared it. It's forever. It's infinite.
They're calling her every name in the book. And then other people are saying, some people are also saying white privilege. People are saying, well, you know, she gets out, she don't even have to post a bond. It means 100K, but own reconnaissance, personal appearance, meaning she just has to show up. She didn't have to post no bond. This is her with groups of friends. People are like, whoa, why would somebody do this to their own baby? Why didn't you just have the baby? Why didn't you just go down there and give the baby up?
Okay, I wanted you to respond to what JLR said. Do you feel that she's receiving white privilege? Because I told you that it's all over the news. And that's what people are saying. What are your thoughts? All right, if you're right, we stay friends for life. If you're wrong, okay. I want to know, all of you who are here in the comment section, do you feel that she received white privilege? Retro said rich privilege. Retro, you're still referencing what True Texan said. Yes. If you have money, you walk. If you don't have money, guess what? You go to jail. And you wait in jail until your trial. It's money, folks. Socioeconomics matter. I think we mess people up by telling them children do not exist until they take a breath. MAGA, that is making the situation worse. You're absolutely right. Timothy, except for Kamala's original interview back in 2020. Timothy, how you doing? Hit the like button, love. Here we go.
For adoption. Was the baby even alive at the time she gave birth? A lot of unanswered questions. Come on in, folks. So this is the case. Mystery still surrounds death of Laken Snelling's baby. People are also accusing her of being a bully. Other people around her saying she's a bully. Everyone's starting to dig in and trying to find things out. But I wanted to keep the conversation going on this to get your opinion, because I know people are aware about this case. There is a limited media coverage locally. They have a few clips, right? They show her in court. Apparently her parents are supporting her because she was in court. Her dad was with her in court. But I have a lot of questions. Like, first, was the baby alive when she gave birth? Two, is she the one that put the baby?
Timothy, okay, Jeremiah. And I feel like we usually have to say in Jesus' name when we say I love you to anyone. Okay, True Texan. Could be, makes some sense. Kids do not like seeing parents split up, cheated on, whole thing. Yeah. Rich, not race, sex, or nationality. Timothy, you're just joining us. How you doing, love? It's about wealth and who you know. Okay, hey, Timothy, you're just joining us, and we have been saying that. True Texan told us in a blunt manner, but it was true. It was true. What are your thoughts? It's about wealth. Ask OJ how that he's resting in peace or wherever he is. Tammy, if the baby had air in its lungs, that may sink. And Tammy, they're trying to figure that out now as we speak. Maga, I don't believe in white privilege, but I think that's because I grew up poor without a father, raised by my mom and grandma. So everything people claim is white privilege, I've never seen. Okay, Maga, thank you. And again, it's more socioeconomic than anything, folks. But I wanted to share with you, I always share with you what people are saying, and they were saying white privilege. We know you got to go a little bit deeper and look at the socioeconomics factor always. I think I will pin Tim's comment. He says, rich, not race, sex, or nationality. It's about wealth. So I need to pin True Texan. I should have pinned yours too. All right. No one likes a bully. They have their place. Many people are better because of a bully. Bullies I might be because I try to prove them wrong. Okay, that's Jeremiah's take. Okay, here we go.
And it was a baby boy. It was a baby boy that came out. Also, new information that came out and said it was a baby boy. Did she put the baby in the closet? Did someone else in the house do it? Because apparently she had roommates there. Is there other people that conspired with her, or was this solely her?
I truly hope no one else was crazy enough to conspire in this conspiracy with this young lady, because then they'll be charged. I truly hope not.
I see people already outraged in the comments. I'm reading your comments and looking at them as I talk about this. I wanted to have this as kind of like a forum so all of you can kind of share your opinions about this matter.
And you can hear the people who, because he did this as a live, and the people who were in his comment section were outraged, and they called her everything but a child of God.
Doesn't appear, what I'm saying is it doesn't appear like she was trying to hide the fact that she was pregnant, because there's photographs of her and there's posts of her. And, you know, she apparently wanted to be a mama. Now, what did she admit to police? Because apparently she admitted things to police, but what exactly did she admit to police? No one else out there in their right mind would put a baby in a closet. It's no different.
True Texan, how you doing, Prosperity? Thank you for dropping in, love. It is sad, folks. Jesus was sold for 30 pieces of silver, and at today's value, that's $1,200. Life has always been cheap to the rich. Boom.
Than some of these people out there, some of these females, women, mothers, even men that dispose of their children sometimes after they get, you know, after the mother gives birth, conspire with their significant others, and they throw.
Yeah, we have to think about that as well. Was the father involved? Again, we know these young males, they're just out having fun. They don't want any, you know, baggage. Privy Princess, how are you doing? This is class privilege. Very similar situation happened here in Ohio. Privy, thank you. You're just joining the chat. I just shared that. This has been going on for years with high school young ladies as well as college young ladies. And so this is class privilege. It is. Boom. There are blonde, hold on, let me read this. Blonde cheerleader named Brooke Skylar Richardson buried her baby in the well-to-do family's backyard. She got off. Say it again for the people in the back, Privy. Give us some more information and I'll pull that up. Like I said, I have seen several of these cases. It's money, folks. It's economics, socioeconomics. Okay, that's what it's all about, whether we like it or not. If you have the money, hey, you beat the rap sometimes. And so I'll look that up. And like I said, I seems like I remember that case. I normally keep up with those cases. Okay, Prosperity, thank you, love. Here we go. Privy, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the like button, love. Thank you. Randy Golden Crown, hello. Randy said, her baby, her choice, shaking my head. But Randy, that's what they have been taught, right? It's indoctrinated. It's all about me. No one else on this planet matters but me. Randy, I'm glad you're feeling better, love, and we are glad that you are here. All right, here we go.
A baby in the dumpster. This is kind of like no different. I mean, I don't see this how it's different than Leilani Simon. I don't know if you know about the case of Leilani Simon down there in Chatham, Georgia. She put baby Quentin Simon in a dumpster, right? She put the baby boy, apparently, or someone did, in the trash. There's couples out there, male, female. Females sometimes do it. Males help. It's crazy because, like, she, on some of her social media posts out there, she says things about mamahood and things like that. And not only that, but she had an Instagram. I think the Instagram is gone. But if you looked on her Instagram account, it actually said Laken Snelling _closet.
All right, let me get rid of the commercial. Privy Princess. That was an episode. The case you just mentioned was an episode of 48 hours. Yep.
And ironically, baby boy was found in the closet. No one puts a baby in the trash. A rational person. Look at that. Look at the Instagram. Look at the top. Look at the top of the Instagram right there. Oh, the irony here. Laken Snelling _closet.
Everyone see that? Oh boy. Comment DM. Okay. So again, like the other young ladies in her generation, it's all about me. Okay.
What in the heck is going on here? See, a lot of people have a lot of opinions. Keep them coming. I'm going to keep this forum going. I ultimately think what's scary about this whole situation is I don't know if they're going to be able to prove a murder, and I don't think she's going to be charged with murder unless there's some sort of additional information that we don't know about, or people coming out, testifying that saying that she had intent to get rid of this baby.
Again, I told you, I'm fairly sure she's going to walk. She won't do a day of jail time. Randy Golden Crown, that's right. It takes two to make one. So yeah. Randy, and what we were saying in a lot of these cases, the men, they're like, get rid of, they don't care, get rid of it. We don't know if he was there. We don't know the situation. Yes, Maga. This is what the liberals like Kamala and AOC have been saying to women. My body, my choice. It's indoctrinated in this age group. That's all they've ever heard. She valued other things more than she valued keeping a baby. Tim, they have a human life period in this country has been devalued. It is what it is, unfortunately. I don't like it either, but hey, that's where we are. Here we go. It's just so sad because they have so many options. Why choose to do this? Privy, I don't know if some of these women, when they give birth, if they have a meltdown and they just, I don't know. It's happened so frequently. It's mind-boggling. One of the reasons why psychology was always one of my favorite classes in college, trying to understand the human mind and why people do the things they do. Oh my God. Randy, some do. In some of the criminal cases I've seen, the fathers wanted them to get rid of it. They did not want to be, saddled. They looked at it as a financial burden that's going to be with them for 18 years. Not all, but many. Yeah. Being that she kept it secret kind of means she had no intentions of keeping the child. Tammy, that's a good point. Okay, here we go.
The baby was born, a criminal intent. Otherwise, she, in my opinion, she probably would get probation. She might get probation for that.
And I looked, if you remember Mark Garagos, I have another video to share with you. He said the same thing. She will probably, I think it was Mark Garagos. I looked at so many videos, but he doesn't think, my memory serves me correctly. I think Mark Garagos said he doesn't think she'll serve time. I don't know. I need to check. Here we go.
This literally probation. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Who could do this? I mean, it's not like she panicked because there's baby bumps out there of her. Her friends and everyone around her were aware she was pregnant. You know, sometimes you get these cases where these horrible mothers, you know, once they give birth, they try to keep their pregnancy a secret. And then once the child is born, they get rid of the child because they don't want to have the child and they kept it a secret and they don't want it. Monster moms. We've discussed about a bunch of them. This is a little different here because the people around her were aware. So what happened here? If the baby died, if she gave birth and the baby died, why didn't she just call the police? Why didn't she just pick up the phone and call 911 and say, hey, I just gave birth and something terrible happened. Please come over. Why put a baby in a closet, in a trash bag?
We know why. She did not want to be bothered. She did not want her life to stop. And had she called for medical attention, the baby would probably still be here. That is not what she wanted.
Maybe she did panic. Maybe she wasn't in a right state of mind at the time. So we have a couple clips. I want to share a few information, and then we'll keep this conversation going a little bit.
Let me get rid of the commercial. Maga, excellent point. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, and this girl is vacant. Okay. Here we go. All about me.
Laken Snelling. I want to share something
Laken
here.
Snelling entering a courtroom Tuesday in downtown Lexington. Standing next to attorney Brandon Marshall, Snelling entered a plea of not guilty at a 1 p.m. arraignment. The 21-year-old was arrested by Lexington police, charged with abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant.
So again, as you can see, you don't see any charge of murder. She's not doing any jail time, folks. She's not. Has her well-paid attorney. She'll be fine. She won't do any time.
According to an arrest citation, officers were called to her home last Wednesday after a dead newborn was found hidden in a closet. The citation says the infant was found wrapped in a towel inside of a black trash bag. Also, according to the citation, after being interviewed by officers, Snelling admitted to giving birth and to concealing the birth by cleaning any evidence, placing all cleaning items used inside of a black trash bag, including the infant, who was wrapped in a towel. After being arrested, she was in the Fayette County Detention Center until yesterday, posting a $100,000 bond, according to a court document. Now on home incarceration with no ankle monitor, Snelling is on house arrest at her parents' home in Tennessee.
Just make sure you're abiding by those terms
Snelling, a member of the UK stunt team the last 3 seasons, will now appear in court again September 26th.
So what do you think, folks? True Text and Love, thank you for the super chat. I just sent some hearts in the comment section for you. True Texan says, thanks for the real conversation and having a great group of folks in the chat. Yes, True Texan, and we all have more than 2 brain cells. That's why we're able to have such an intelligent chat. My girls, how you doing, love? Tell us what you think about this case. So yeah, her attorney has her covered. Okay, Marga. Now, do you still think she's going to do some time? Let me know, Marga. Big Cat. Hello, love. Let me know what your thoughts are in reference to this case. Evil, just pure evil, right, Randy? And evil people that have money to get them out of their little jams, well, they beat the rap. But you know what I always tell people when people are always, oh, this person's getting off and this person's not. You may get away here on earth, but this young lady, she won't do any jail time. She has to live with her conscience, if she has one. And as I tell people who are always complaining, oh, this is racist or this is wrong, no one gets away with anything. Okay, there is a higher power, whether people want to believe it or not. There is the creator, and you will pay, whether we see it or not. She has to live with herself. Yes, she won't do jail time. She has to live with this the rest of her life. Thank you, Tina. Tina, that's why when people get angry and upset, I'm like, well, this person got off and they didn't do any jail time. I'm like, look, give an example with Emmett Till. People are still talking about how though the people who killed Emmett Till, you know, they and the woman that lied and all this, oh, they got away. They did not get away. They had to live with their conscience. When people do horrible things, they're human beings, and God gave everyone a conscience. So no one gets away with anything. All of us have to pay for our sins, and we do. The Lord has something special for this demonic soul. Agent, how you doing? Yeah. So she may not go to jail, but she will pay. She's not getting away scot-free. She has to, the creator still is going to deal with her. So that's what I tell people when they get caught up in, oh, she's not doing any jail time. Alan, they got rid of the baby and made up the kidnapping. So Alan, yes. Alan, you're just joining us. Hit the like button, love. That's what I said. There are so many of these cases. Now, Randy Goldencrown said they need to set an example. But Randy, I don't think they will. Not with this one. Unless they can prove, okay, the baby was alive and she still put the baby in the closet, in the bag and in the closet. So their conscience can be seared, but God has the final judgment and they will be held accountable. My girls know exactly what I'm talking about. She may not go to jail, but she will pay. Thank you, Alan. All right, here we go.
September 26th, court hearing. Also, I hear a lot of activists are going to be going to that court hearing.
Now, so I may do a follow-up video. Remember, September 26th, she goes for a court hearing, and there are going to be a lot of activists there. You heard what he said. And so that should be pretty interesting.
Demanding the answers. Demanding answers. Laken Snelling, 21 years old, junior, University of Kentucky. And apparently the university might be supporting her, or the university, like she's not suspended. She's not kicked off the team because.
Now, those just joining, she has since withdrawn from the university and she's home under house arrest. Okay. No ankle bracelet.
If you go to their website, she's clearly on their website. Unless they didn't update it. As you heard, wrapped in a towel in a trash bag.
Marga, thank you. Don't let them fool you. They can tell by looking at their baby's lungs if they took a breath. Yeah, MAGA, they are trying to determine it, and if they find out that, you know, the baby did, and in lots of these cases the baby is breathing, they just, again, they don't want to be bothered, unfortunately.
We don't know if she panicked or not. Did she panic? If the baby was born dead, well, why would, if the baby was, how, don't most people go to the hospital when they're about to give birth?
And that's my thing. For the people who feel, well, her supporters, her friends, well, what if the baby was born dead? Usually when a woman is getting ready to give birth, they go to the hospital. They don't stay at the house. I'm just saying. Why did she stay? Why did she not seek medical attention? I'm asking for a friend. Okay.
The people around them take them to the hospital. She goes to the hospital. She just decided to give birth inside her home, or was it in her home? Was it somewhere else? And she brought the baby back because she could tell the police anything. People tell the police anything. There's people that confess and they say half the truth.
Yes, my girls. My girls just answered my question as to why she did not. My girls said she did not seek medical attention because of shame and guilt. That's a truth bomb. Maga says this is some painful stuff. You want to get to whoever's going to give you the best. Yeah, Maga. Yep. All right. Here we go.
We got a clip here. The corner. We'll share a little bit about the corner here.
Begin with the developing news as Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says the preliminary findings in the death of baby Snelling are inconclusive at this time, adding that extensive microscopic analysis are essential to determine the cause and manner of death, which is currently undetermined. Officials say they were called to a home on Park Avenue last Wednesday morning after the infant was found unresponsive. According to the police, the baby was discovered wrapped in a towel inside a black trash bag in a closet. According to court records, 21-year-old Laken Snelling is facing charges of concealing the birth of an infant, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. UK officials say Snelling is a senior and the member of the school's stunt team. Her citation also reveals that after being Mirandized, Snelling admitted to giving birth and attempting to conceal the birth by cleaning up the evidence and placing the infant.
Yeah, if you look, she won't even look. She keeps looking down. My girls that said shame and guilt? Yeah, she just keeps staring down at the ground, the floor.
Along with cleaning materials into the trash bag. Snelling entered a not guilty plea in court yesterday. She is under a $100,000 surety bond, and she must live with her parents as the investigation continues.
Whoa. So there is a roommate or coworker. There's people talking, saying some details here. Some people say premeditated murder. Someone said, I have a small update. My coworker's daughter works with the roommate of the student. She claims she just met Laken a couple weeks ago when they moved into these new apartments. She didn't know she was pregnant. She smelled a very bad smell of blood, musk, and bleach. That's what made her snoop around in her room where she discovered the baby in the closet. So there was roommates there. Apparently here, this person wasn't aware she was pregnant, but other people are. You could clearly see the bump in her photograph. She said the sight was horrifying thing to see and had to call out of work the last 2 days because of it. They says into, but out of work. The roommate called the police and is considered a witness at this time.
And you see, he has her circle, the roommate who actually called the police. That's her with the circle around her. Okay. Okay.
So moves into a new apartment. Roommate discovers the baby boy in the closet. My question is, did she keep it a secret amongst people in the house there? Because clearly other photos out there that exist with her friends and her boyfriend, I don't know his name, by the way, clearly shows he knew he's probably the father. But what I think really gets people mad about this situation is the fact that she would even do that with chemicals to conceal it.
Yeah, the whole fact of concealing, that makes you look like you're covering up a crime. MAGA has a song, Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be, instead of cowboys, cheerleaders. Oh my God. Yeah, those cheerleaders. Oh my God. Here we go.
After the fact that she gave birth and then put a baby in a trash bag in the closet. Somebody else helped her. Maybe he helped her. I don't know. Maybe she's covering for him. Was he around at the time? If he is he even the father? Who's the father? Could have been someone else, the father, and she's with this guy. I don't know. I don't know the backstory on, relationship-wise with her. We're just talking about the case. That will be for all of you to fill in the blanks, share some insight. I see a lot of people commenting about this situation now. This is insane. Now I have another clip. The News Nation brought on Mark Garagos.
Now, we all know about Mark Garagos. Yes, Randy, the DNA does not lie. Oh, yeah. So, they're going to test it to see and match it to see if they can find out who the father of the baby is. And that's going to tell them, that's going to help them in their investigation as well. All right, here we go.
He knows about the law. Plus, he defended a case similar. And he chimes in on this. And he says, basically she's probably not going to be charged with murder. I'm going to play Mark Garagos here, and then we'll further discuss.
How many of you know about Mark Garagos? All right, let's get rid of the commercial. What's Mark Garagos? Which famous case is he known for? Type in the comment section. We all know Mark Garagos.
Mark has defended someone like this before, a young woman accused of killing her own newborn baby.
If her family was able to hire Mark Garagos, again, we're talking socioeconomics and ka-ching.
Okay, Mark, so many questions. The charges she's facing right now, abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, concealing the birth of an infant, but not murder. Tell me what the next steps are and why a murder charge may or may not be forthcoming.
My guess is, and it's a wild speculation, they cannot prove that this wasn't a stillborn. And if that's the case, if they can't prove that, then they can't get to murder. That was in the case I had, was dismissed not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, because every single time we went to a hearing, prosecution was unable to prove that there was a live birth. If you can't prove a live birth, you can't get to murder. And the charges they got right now, I won't venture a guess, but it generally concedes that. And unless they've got something or that she is hiding or that they don't know about yet, I think this is about as much as they're going to be able to charge her with.
And again, she will walk.
So sadly, in my
Privy, yes. Once they determine who the father of the child is, I'm like Privy. I want to hear what the father has to say. Oh yes. And we're assuming that it's the guy we've been seeing here in the pictures, but they don't know for sure.
a very long career, I have covered, somewhere closing in on a dozen cases like this. That's just so sad. But I know that when the autopsy comes back, they will try to determine if the child aspirated oxygen, which would indicate live birth. You can't aspirate until you're out of the birth canal and in the air. But that doesn't say that the baby doesn't die right there on the floor, because a young woman is terrified and doesn't call a hospital and does all the wrong things, but doesn't murder the baby. How do you get to that? Like, how do you get past that?
Well, you've hit precisely what I found. I was surprised when I first did this 15 years ago or whatever, and did a complete survey, kind of like what you've done journalistically, and saw that it is more frequent. It's not frequent, but it's certainly not rare. And this happens. Oftentimes, the woman does not know that she was pregnant. Oftentimes, they then have the pathologist try to do various things.
Now, you hear what he said. The women don't know they're pregnant. Okay. All right. Okay, so now they're delusional. Okay.
Usually with the lungs, to see whether or not in the autopsy of the lungs, as you stated, whether there's evidence that there was oxygen or that it had been oxygenated, or the alveolar sacs had been used or something along those lines. If they can't prove that, if they can't get to that point, then they're not going to get to a murder charge. And in some cases, I saw, like you did, manslaughters.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And of course, you just saw they just shared that he was represented Michael Jackson, Winona Ryder, writer Chris Brown. We know, again, he's known for these high profile cases. So anyone who uses him for legal representation, obviously you have money and you are not going to walk. Okay, so, and we know that about his past.
Got about 5 seconds left, but I really need to know if you have an idea of what abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant might yield in terms of years in prison. If they don't get to murder, but they do get these charges, how much time could she serve?
Well, theoretically, she could go to prison. Practically, this is a probation case if she pleads.
So interesting. I got to have you back. It's good to see you. Thank you for this.
Good to see you too. Thanks.
All right. And, as we said, we still have to wait for the final analysis, but she won't do any time. She won't.
Thank you for.
All right. So what are your thoughts on that, folks? I told you what I think. This is another situation. I'm sure she, has excellent legal representation. She'll probably get probation, but again, she has to live with this the rest of her life. And she's all over the internet. So she's probably going to be mentally traumatized during her hearing when you have all those people out there protesting, calling her a baby killer and all these other things. Hit the like button for me, please, folks. Special treatment for special people. Shaking my head. Yeah, you have to have some. You have to have some money. MAGA, yeah, she didn't know she was pregnant. She posed for those pictures. Yeah, but you have excellent legal representation. You beat the rap, but you still have to deal with your conscience. That never leaves. Randy said, okay, MAGA, thank you, love. Tell Randy thanks for joining us. We always enjoy when Randy can participate in the live stream. And I'm done. I'll probably have a video on later. If it's not live, it'll be a premiere. I don't know. I may jump on a little bit later for a little while. But I enjoyed you. I just wanted to jump on. I'm trying some different things, different time frames to see how that works. Think of when the young man of a wealthy family in Texas was charged and arrested for homicide. He was drunk. Yeah, he killed like what, 4 or 5 people. He was given a slap on the wrist because he grew up too wealthy to know better. Yet Timothy, I remember that case. Didn't he kill like 4 people? He was drunk. All right, Jeremiah. 2002, Lacey Peterson and her unborn baby were killed by her husband. Yeah. Yep. He's still trying to Scott Peterson still trying to get out of jail. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, we are done. I enjoyed you. Like I said, check for notifications. I may come on again. I may jump on live for the protest that may be going on. I need to check. But come back and leave some comments, please, under the description box. Thank you for sharing this story. Thank you so much, Privy. I like having you here, and I'm glad you like being here. So check. I will be uploading, or I may be going live. I need to check and see what's going on with the protesting, if they're still protesting today. Maga said, call me if you get bored. Maga, I'll be calling you every day. If I don't call you, Maga, I can at least send you a text, love. Thank you so much for everything you do. We changed the law in people's opinion of unborn babies. They don't get justice. Yeah, as your husband said, Maga, we need to make an example. But these people involved in this, that when they get these, these high profile lawyers and attorneys, they don't lose those cases. They don't. Chili and sausage or spicy shrimp. I don't know. Do the chili and sausage, Jeremiah. Oh, okay. Thank you, Maga. Thank you so much, love. All right, we're going to go. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Like I said, check to see if I'm going to be live or if I'm uploading something. We'll see. I'll have some. I'll be live or I'll be uploading a video later. We'll see what happens. Let me see what I can talk about. Thank God for people. I love the JLR channel, because people like myself, content creators who have regular jobs, we don't have time to gather all this information, compile it to share with you. So when you get good content creators like him, they have it all compiled. You too, Tammy. Thank you for dropping in, love. I'm coming to talk to you all right now in the comment section. And I hope everyone continues to enjoy their Saturday. And I'll talk to you as long as you're there. Thank you again for spending your valuable time here at the Rolyn's Reviews YouTube channel. And don't forget to come back and leave a comment under the description box. I'm coming to talk to you now.